it's just a little
If it gets
things
annoying,
like that
I'll
that
turn
really
it
make a
down
big
lower.
difference in the heart of a collector. So, I just wanted to say that awesome job, Kismet. Keep it up.
I'd like to add into that real quick is that she's showing that dedication
All
that I talked
right.
about earlier, and a perfect example, just like you said. I we have people in order, and thank you for
Alrighty.
giving me how to do this. But I do want to pose a question to the ones that are willing to answer because we talked a little bit about about like collectors being tastemakers in the
All
past,
right.
but it
Cool.
wasn't really until Glenn said that
Where am I
he's got
here?
a reputation to uphold, and that it really clicked with me about like, oh wow, okay, this taste making is different or deeper than I thought, just because I'm not on that other side of the coin, right? And so I'm curious to know, just like whenever you are creating these collections, you are mindfully making this reputation for yourself. I want to know what
All
that looks
right.
like for
So
you.
I
Like,
got
how
one,
do you
two,
wear that crown? What
two or three
what do
hits.
you want people to
Good enough for now.
receive from you whenever they think of
You know,
Um,
can I say though, is it has to do with the emotional intelligence? Like I just went crazy with those memes and stuff because we just admire the artist so much. And I think that's what it means from the artist is getting the how you handle that emotional intelligence. Like that's the total that's what you want from an artist, right? The total acceptance and being blown away. You just created something like that's the best child in the world. That's going to be the one taking over. The next president. That's the next leader. You just gave birth to something amazing. But I didn't want to cut you off. Kismet. But don't you feel that way when we give you the admiration? You love it, like any woman, right? It goes down that emotional
26.
intelligence. You smile at a woman, they like it. You're hot. It's like, oh, women like it. And when you're real hot, the heart like that goes up, gives up, goes up.
Okay.
All of us crazy like that. That's got to be a good feeling. And I don't want to talk about emotional intelligence because that was yesterday's, right? So, man, that's how you get some momentum and appreciation. I think all you guys, when you said Mexico was saying, leave a comment. It makes a big deal. So just don't post something. Tell them
Okay.
why you love something. Let
Let's
them
build it
know
on
why
there.
you admired it. They like that. They do so much work. Big Chief, you
Head
did
one.
so much work trying to. I saw you spinning. I don't want to get dizzy thinking about how long it took you to do that piece of art. You guys put so much time. You guys who buy it and you scroll around extra, throw a couple great words about it. Make the artist
I don't
feel
have any
good,
vowels yet.
and it's good. It makes the whole community look so much better. And might
And
tell something the artist see because a lot of times the artist
5.
won't want you to interpret. Well,
Check these
how
over.
do you see it? It's very important from the artist
Okay.
what kind of perspective we have
Overall
because it
fits.
shows them if their art is working or where
Let's
our
go to the
attention
nose.
went
Let's
to,
grab a nose. Any old
because
nose will
they might
do.
want to
Let's grab
reuse that.
this
If
one.
their attention went to something,
Oh,
a
huh.
new style, they
It
might want to
fits.
keep that new style
Yay.
or something. So make sure, like Mika
Let's
says,
go
leave a comment when
to
you retweet. Make sure you retweet, post your
year.
art, and make a nice comment. I'm sorry, Mika. Go ahead. I'll shut up for now.
No, I was just putting my placer. I was just going to talk about reputation a little bit. I thought that was interesting because sometimes I get in a mental rut or like I get in this
Tops.
mental aspect of myself. I don't know how to explain it, but like I'll because I have a wide
Now
my
here's where our
emotional
problem
range
is.
is very wide on all the topics
Shit.
that I create on. I literally create on every aspect of myself as a human being, as a man, as
God
a
damn
brother,
it.
as a friend, um,
My
as
heads aren't
anything,
working.
and sometimes I get and so sometimes like I'll gather a following based off of a specific genre that I'm creating, but then I start to feel like I'm somebody who doesn't like to feel trapped. I don't like to be caught. I don't like to be cornered. I don't like.
Pigeonhole.
Why does
Pigeonhole.
it fit there and
So
not
like
here?
I'll
No offense to the pigeons out there.
yes. So
Why does it fit there but not here?
I'll rebel against my own page sometimes. I get get angry for no reason. Well, not like angry, but like I'll post art that I feel
So
on
why did it
another,
fit
like
there
on
but not
another
the other one?
extreme,
Monica,
and I'm
why?
trying to shake out
Dang
the
it.
lukewarm enthusiasts. I'm trying
Hey,
to shake
hey,
them
we're doing
out
something
because-
different today if you're
because
watching.
I
We're
want,
listening to an X Space
followers
and
that love me, not just
working on
not
Photoshop
love me,
files.
but I want followers or supporters that accept me
Trying to figure out why
for who I am.
it didn't work.
And the good, the bad, and the ugly. So sometimes I get in that kind of that where my reputation. I'm like thinking about my reputation. I'm like, fuck my reputation, and I shake the tree, and I'm trying to shake out as many as I can.
Yeah, you do that. You do hit a wide spectrum, and you keep things
Oh, that looks
pertinent of what's going on.
insane.
These days, you're very observant of so much, and I see that in your art, and it's important that how
Okay,
profound it is, and how it's it's encouraging for the other artists to expand themselves and as well, right, Mihika? That you need to not pigeonhole yourself and be trapped. The
Oops.
collector likes you taking these little challenges and doing something, right? Take the risk. What's all? Be a little risky. Where's Risky, my man? Artist Risk. You be like him. You you got to search and find and go to other places. Like we were at Force of Skill Space yesterday and talking about just a book about divine comedy. And we were in hell right now, and the description of these characters and the imagery that Force of Skill, he's got an incredible way to put this imagery in your head. And I suggest you go Wednesday nights to Big Chief. We had so much fun, didn't we?
40-something for it.
Oh, he's cutting off, but we had so much fun with Snazzy, and we were talking about these images in our head, and you could almost, there's sometimes like the paintings I compare them to Snazzy's painting because we're in the year of snake, and she does all these snake things, and we're talking about snakes. And then,
they're talking strats. Is it okay if I just turn off the notifications for now?
The snake or what?
All right, just for now.
You notice that, Mihika? A lot of snakes going on.
It's cool though. I like to keep in touch.
I don't know if you use snakes.
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
necessarily. I feel like the lines are. I don't necessarily draw a lot of snakes, but I like to see the symbolism in her pieces. Like the most recent piece she did with that burnt skeleton or the skeleton of the snake.
So
and
this
the
one
human,
works.
It was
2 works.
insane.
Maybe 2 and 1 are the freaking same.
They're just very symbolic.
No, there's a difference.
They're very symbolic, but I also think they're very fascinating as well. They're
Head
really
3.
hard to draw actually, because you gotta be, you think it's like, okay, well, I just gotta draw.
Where's that head number 3?
Sorry, Mihika, don't even try, okay? That's not your thing, Don't worry about it. Don't want to be pigeonholed with the snakes. That's somebody else. No, go ahead, Force of Skill. You guys should talk to Mihika about this.
Dang it. All right, well, 3 is different then.
You definitely have a lot more skill than you want to give yourself credit for, and you've built it up over time. So don't hold yourself back on that account. But it's good to be modest and let other people, talk you up. It's good.
Yeah, I might just hang around doing this for a little while, and then
I love the energy, and I want to spread this energy out.
Man, I might switch over to drawing in a bit, but I might not either.
We've got Prashizno,
Why what?
Chum Wizards, Zaz, Hunter came up, Abro,
Let
and
me
Neo.
think.
We're at the top of the hour, and before Presh talks, I want to see Mohika, Snazzy, how are you feeling? 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I want to get through everybody, and I want to maybe cut off the requests at a certain
I think I'll maybe
point
just go with the 2 heads
get out
then.
there, do art, get some lunch. What do you think?
Of course, you are such an excellent mod.
For
I
now.
couldn't have asked for a better mod. I just wanted to say that, there's a lot of things that are really difficult in this moderator position, and that's the moderating aspect of it, and it's extremely difficult, and you're doing an amazing job. I actually, so I'll go first. I actually have to leave, so I might remove myself from co-host and let maybe Glenn get co-host. as a collector,
I'm gonna save
or
this one for
whoever
now.
else y'all see.
Close everything up.
I'm in Houston, Texas right now. I got a jet because I have to get this rental car back in a certain.
Love you, Mahika. Don't try to do a snake, okay? Don't even think about it. All right.
Well, shit.
Just
I think
leave it
I'm
to
done for where I can
Snazzy.
go on this whole
Hopefully we'll see
Photoshop thing
another
right now.
snake by her.
I
Yeah,
have to
Kissman does snakes too.
really look
right?
at it.
We got other people to deal with the snakes.
So I think I'm gonna
Have a
draw.
great time. I'd love to co-host for you the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's the
So
new
right,
big ass
huge
project.
force.
That it should be a big one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to. You
Yep.
don't have to send it out. I'm here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here for everybody.
That's why I'm saying should.
I'm gonna remove myself now as co-host. Everybody,
Okay.
creative day. Shout out to keep it up. Keep it up. Okay, you're doing
All
great.
right, we're gonna switch over to drawing.
Great.
Why not, right?
Thank you, Mohika, and I hope to see you in the listeners at the end.
Give this Photoshop stuff a little bit more thinking.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Nobody's gonna buy it. They're gonna laugh. You know, no admiration for the snake.
Luke's just saying that because he's gonna be watching.
Don't do it. Don't even try.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
But this has been a great conversation. I'm really looking forward to hearing what everybody
Yeah, today they are a bit.
wants to talk about.
Right now, and I see it. Some of these ruggers, oh yeah, you really got retributed and get tarnished and tarred and feathered and worse, and have their head spun around. And man, I love it as a collector how we come at first protecting each other. And one you know, we know who the bad actors are, and we know the real ones express themselves in art like this. And I say from the very beginning about the truth is always shown through art, you know, and the truth in the world and stuff. Even like the Mahicas, if you looked at a piece of art that he did
I was streaming
ink on paper with an arrow through the neck.
All right.
That he had.
I was streaming the Photoshop work. Now I'm gonna start drawing.
An arrow through the neck. At this time, where everybody's talking about it. It's so relevant.
I guess I'm gonna draw another freaking zombie
and stuff. But you know, when the truth is coming out, you see it right there. It comes so obvious. And just being with my brothers that I see up here, Hunter, and you know, all the suits. We know, we find out who, we have a group of collectors, and we know as a group what really good art is, and then it sells really, you know, once somebody got a stamp of approval by like a couple of us, you know, it really takes Big Chief's buying, you know, Satchel, Hunter, any of the big suits, or glue, we be looking. You know who buying us? The ex-prison right there with Tuzzle. We were called the Suits, and we love this art. We go crazy for it. It's like a bunch of clubs that love masterpieces, and we talk about them. And that's like, and it's so cool because we got introduced from Sundo there with the Riptards, and that's what I'm wearing right now. A Riptard at PFP hit. Sundo's a great artist and got with that community right away. So we had a great influencer by Sundo with the ex-prison and community, and it was a lot of, and we still kind of get together. And what else we do? We wear suits. We like to be debonaering. We like to have like, the finest things or finer things in life. That's what we do here. And we talk about, what else are we going to talk about? It's more fun talking about somebody we met from a different part of the world who we've never seen before or never did. Like, we're getting new influences, from
I'll zoom in a bit
everywhere in
more.
the world that we cultures that we
Wait a
haven't, haven't. We don't know nothing about it. It's becoming so part of our life. Like,
Yeah.
wow,
He's
look
in
how they
Regina
did
getting
that
breakfast.
snake.
Oh wow, they're
Another
close.
snake.
Yeah.
We already
We're
near
almost here.
snakes, but
Regina's like a 6-hour drive, isn't it?
it's just
Yeah, it must be.
it's just
He was only 7
an
hours
idea
away
collector.
before,
I can't
so
say a
it must be at
better,
least 6.
It's
I
almost
think all
home.
of
Yeah,
us,
Regina's very close.
There you go.
Can I speak to Hunter?
Yeah, for sure.
As a suit and a real collector. I don't think you've been on. You mind me? Because Hunter, you know what I'm talking about? How we as a suit community, we really,
Oops, I didn't turn it all the way
we really, when we
Hey,
talking about
what's
our
up?
artists,
Atlas
it
Doors
really
and Infinite
crazy.
Hologram.
That's how Mahika got crazy, and I gave out Mahika's back. Like, I gave them away because nobody
Where's
was
my
buying Mahikas
paint?
back then. I said, I could buy.
Listening to a XRP Fine Art Cult Spaces while drawing and painting.
You just kind of want to see
Okay,
where they're
that's
gonna
all.
go
You're
at first.
5 hours, we're 6 hours away.
nice.
5 hours, 59 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't think that was
Start
real.
seeing that momentum building, and then freaking everyone wants a dang snazzy piece now, and it's hard to get a
Eye
damn
variation for
snazzy,
PFPs,
you know?
We
yeah.
got a couple hours. Wait.
Yeah,
I think we got a
building.
couple hours, I think. Snazzy, is there a couple hours
Ants
left
in the
on that
eyes.
piece?
Yeah, I like to draw things in the eyes sometimes. I like to draw bug eyes too. Ants in the eyes. Sometimes I put little people in the eyes.
Okay, 8 hours. We wanted the alpha. So, Hunter, we got 8 hours on that piece.
Yeah, I got 8 hours, so by the time I get home, I'm gonna try to get a bid on that. Yeah, because I gotta get one of those,
We'll be talking about it, right? In the club, in the suit club, we'll be talking about. We'll be watching the auction because it all goes down the last 2 minutes. So we'll be talking about these hot auctions. Like, look at this one.
Yesterday, Mojica had his auction at kind of a interesting time. I guess a lot of people were busy, and I got to place my bid, and I got to win that. And, I just love the thrill of the hunt and being able to get lucky and being locked in to what you like. And, just over to you, Forrest.
Hunter's a great. He knows all. We know all the artists, right, Hunter? We know all the collections that come out. We talk about everyone that's on XRP Cafe.
I am doing okay. How are you doing?
Looking at what you guys have now. It used to be what Cafe was running, but now, it's looking like. Don't you agree, Hunter? We're looking at these artists much differently. The individual artists.
I think the fine arts are really starting to pop now, compared to all these like fuzzy derivatives and all these silly meme projects. Now we have real art coming. It's just going to send the XRPL way higher, and it's just so awesome. I thank you guys for helping build this ledger, because,
I got a lot of work to do, but all I feel like doing is drawing and painting.
Yeah, they did it.
Sorry, I'm going to jump in.
No, go ahead, Forrest.
Forget it. That was yesterday's.
I want to keep the train moving forward because you guys are talking about a lot of really great stuff, and I want to tie in these people.
Smooches. So mental. There's a noodle doodle. See? And in the eye, a little smiley face guy.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw the mic to them.
Hey, Forrest, guys, can we hear Prashino's song? Can we hear his new mint? Any chance we could go down with some dimension? I'd love to hear his new song because you can't hear it anywhere else, and we might have a chance to hear it. Is that all right with you guys?
I would love it's the perfect way to sign off the space at the end. So if he wants to come up and talk about it for a minute, and then at the end I'll throw it to him so he can have some time to get it ready, and we'll sign the space off with his music.
See in a bit.
All right. Shout out to you, Force of Arts, Shenanzy, Glenn, Hana, Habitual, Specs, and Mohica, every single person on the space. It's nice to be here again. I see X-Gen down there, also Kismot. Today's topic is an awesome topic. Hearing about all the collectors today, and as a collector, for a collector to collect a piece of your art or a piece of your music NFTs, like it means that collector actually values you, and it means that collector believes and love what you're doing, and all those things is even as a way of pushing the artist and making him even believe more in himself, because if you don't believe yourself, you can't actualize it. And the collectors actually plays a big role in this NFT scenes, because you can't take something and not show the world what you've taken. And while you show the world what you've taken, it makes other people even be like, wow, I love this art, I need to go and check this out. And that was literally what happened in most of my music NFTs. Like Glenn, even seeing people using them as their profile pictures is just mind-blowing. Like, it makes you happy. There's a kind of sense of feeling that gives. And also, like, I just want to say a big shout out to all the collectors, all the artists, every single person on this space, Glenn, Hana, like, you guys are making it awesome. Shenanzy, thank you guys for hosting this space again.
Hey, a quick question. What was it like when you got that Jomo from Mohica? Because those are like the hottest things, and I really, yours is so sick. You might be one of my favorite Jomo you got. You were saying you had to compete against Glue and somebody else or something, and you slipped through it. But you know, you're a collector too, and I love that story.
Yeah, it was actually a crazy timing, because I've never had a Mohica piece before. And today I was on Discord with Glue and some other people, and they were just talking about this Mohica NFT, the Jumbo Head that was literally coming out, and they were doing some countdown to when it's gonna be out. And I was like going through finding out which one are they talking about, and I finally saw the Jumbo Head after Glue has already minted and the other person, and I saw this one, and when I saw it, like, it just caught my attention, and I just placed my offer, and that was how I got my first Mohica piece. And yeah, I was excited. That was why I shared it, because I want everyone to know what I got, you know. That was a feeling, is a special kind of feeling, you know.
That's a badass Jomo. And we all like that one, you know, so congratulations. So it's nice to hear your perspective from both sides, you know, as an artist and a collector, and you're so entwined in our community. It's one of the treasures that we have. And if you don't have that Mint Dimension, really check it out. Nothing more beautiful, and the art there is tremendous. And it was given birth here by Snazzy, I think she said, or well, why don't you two get together? Like a romance, and boom, this was born. Wasn't that how it went, Sass?
I think it was pretty early on in the space, so I don't remember exactly how it went down. But you know, Fresh probably remembers better.
That's right. Like, it was a great collaboration with myself and Zamar, and it was also on this space I found Zamar and connected with him also. So this is a great thing, the Shenanzy Mohica you guys are doing, and yeah, we're going far.
I really do love how. Oh, sorry, Forrest. I'm gonna just real quick. I really love how people are able to come up and share both sides of that perspective of momentum, and that we were actually able to have this conversation from the collector's point of view. So I think that was missing from last week. We all really needed to understand, really, that it's the collectors who are responsible for all of this momentum and the traction that we're seeing on the XRP and I'm grateful to be one of the artists, and I'm grateful for all of the artists in this room that are contributing their art to that. But really, it is the fervor of the hunt, these conversations that are happening behind the closed doors that are making these waves and this impact right now that we're all experiencing. And I just want to say thank you guys for being willing to come up and talk about it. I know we do have a couple more speakers who requested. Of course, I'll hand it over to you so you can make sure that we get all of them.
But that relationship, the artist and the public is so it has to be there, and I think that's what maybe was missing before. You had a bunch of artists, but now you have their audience who, when they say they love it and go crazy, it's really so powerful. It's so the magic really happens. So it's just the way you guys got this together, putting the artists and the public together in this space. It wasn't done before. So it's just, again, all the flowers to you guys and Forces. So I'm just honored to be here on the stage with you. It's just never met somebody so eloquent and so nice. You should have kicked me off a while ago.
No, Glenn, you always add value. That's the thing. You're always adding value. Speaking of adding value, we've got Chum Wizards up next. We have Zaz, and then Abro and Neo. And then we're going to end it off with Prez. I know there's people who are waiting. I had, hopefully, I think I'm saying this right, Samin and Samantha. In that order, I know you guys are trying to get up here and talk. We want to hear what you have to say. But we also have to try to end this so that everybody can get on with their day and move on. So Samin and Samantha, I invite you personally tomorrow, if you can make it, to come up here, and I will prioritize. I've got it written down. If this happens, there's other people too. We have Brad's Punk, who is also requesting. I'm going to write you down too. If you'll show up tomorrow, I absolutely want to give you guys time. And if you want to talk about this subject, just make a note about it. So I'm going to throw the mic over to the wonderful and amazing Chum Wizards. What do you got to say today, bud?
What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. I wanted to touch on something that was mentioned a little bit earlier about being willing to. I'm pretty sure it was Glenn that said this, but being willing to share the work that you collect from artists. I think a lot of people forget the fact that, one, you have an artist sharing their work, and that's great to do a repost and everything, but it's also important that people see that there's somebody that's believing in them. It's so important that the artist sees that too, because if you're willing to put it on your timeline and you're willing to tell people, hey, yeah, no, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, and this is what I'm collecting. It puts that fire underneath them to continue digging deeper and trying to create more things and really explore what they're doing without the fear of wondering, does anybody actually appreciate this? And a lot of the times, at least for me, when I see that somebody sold a work, I become curious as to, okay, well, they sold that one, but what else do they have? So, you start going down that rabbit hole and digging and seeing what else is, one, in that collection, and two, what else they just have in general. And for some people, it's a way to discover art as well. It was also mentioned that commenting on people's work is helpful to artists. And it really is, because as an artist, you have an idea or a vision of what you see, but your head and your nose are so close to the work that sometimes you'll miss a lot of the things that could possibly be seen in the work, or you get a new interpretation from someone else, and it makes you think about other ideas that you want to explore as well. So being able to not just, it's great to comment, oh, this is a nice piece. Oh,
I'm gonna put that one aside
like,
for now.
I like the color of it. I like the emotion of it. No,
this one for a minute.
Try and dig a little deeper.
Although,
really tell them what it is that you like about the piece. Okay. Whether it's you like the balance of it, this specific color combination. Try and dig a little bit deeper, because it's in those kinds of comments that an artist gets that fuel that they need to continue doing what they're doing. Those are my main points. I know we're getting close to the end. I could share so much on this, but the big thing.
No, you're fascinating. Well, I'd like to just break in, because as a collector, sometimes you got to distinguish art that is a commodity versus something you really want to collect. Don't you feel that?
Oh,
When you say, well, 'cause when you say, what, like if they sell something, that was just a commodity, or I would have sold it too, right? So I don't want you feeling bad. I sold my, because I actually sold a fuzzy and got my first Mexica, that my 101 rare one, the one that is real special to me. So,
well,
I like. I think it's an interesting fact that as a good collector,
I like that point
you need to be able to do that.
I understand why some collectors feel like they are. I don't want to say betraying the artist, but I understand that hesitation, because when you collect from an artist, you did it because you want to support them, and you don't want to make it seem like you're not supporting them anymore. But what's important to keep in mind is those secondary sales are just important as a primary sales, because it shows the value of when it's sold as a secondary, showing value not just for the original collector to the artist, but from one collector to another, that this artist is definitely worth collecting, and their work is so important and so strong that you couldn't even get it from them to begin with, but you do still have that opportunity somewhere else. And just showing that there is movement, not just from artist to collector, but from collector to collector, definitely cues more people into buying the work. So do not be afraid to, sell an artwork that you collected from an artist. If anything, maybe reach out to that artist and say, hey, I'm going to sell this work, as a way, one, you might have whatever plans it is that you have to do with the money, but it brings more eyes to that artist. So if you even go on the timeline and say, hey, I'm selling this piece from such and such, like for this amount, that's another way for people to know, oh, there's this artist, what other works do they have? So yeah, just, if you ever feel that way, definitely talk to the artist, because for any of us collectors, to the artists that don't know this, sometimes we sell stuff and it's not because we don't want to keep it anymore, because it's not taking up any space. Obviously, we got all the room in the world in our wallets, but we sell things because we have other plans. So don't feel bad if as an artist you're wondering why a collector is selling your piece. Reach out and ask them. A lot of the times it's because they have a bigger plan, but it's good to see your work move on to secondary.
You're so right, Chum Wizards. Like that secondary transaction that happens, that's almost a second vote of confidence, right? It's showing that your art is desired, and that more people want to hold them, right? And I think that's such an important thing that I think a lot of artists sometimes they do feel bad whenever they see somebody list, but also it is important to be mindful. Is like, oh no, like this person believes that I'm worth more. They're trying to show the rest of the collectors and the rest of the people looking at my art that it is worth more. And I think that's a great way to do it, because just because they sell a piece doesn't mean they're never going to buy another one. And I love that you guys brought that aspect about it
coffee shop, buy me a coffee,
because it is something that I've seen other artists make
interactive.
posts about,
Give me all your
and have big
freaking
feelings
money,
about,
man.
and it is something that does need to be addressed.
Just kidding. Let's go there and say hi.
Yeah, and I mean, that's being able to make a secondary sale, like Chum said, it's super important, it's super impactful, it's that vote of confidence, and it's always good to see, it's really tough to let go of something that you love. If you spent money on a piece and you love it, but you need the money, you got to do what you got to do. And especially if you do kind of have that dialogue, if you are that collector and you are close with that artist, to be able to have that dialogue, and I feel like 9 times out of 10 that artist is going to say, yeah, absolutely, go for it, like, yes, take it. Like, there can always be something down the line that this collector can pick up. You know what I'm saying? There's always a different way that this collector can still be involved. So thank you, Chum Wizards, so much for that. We lost a speaker, so I'm just going to move right down the line. Abro, brother, what do you have to say about collectors and Take On Momentum?
I think every point is covered by everybody, and I can't agree with them much more. And this thing first was taught by Glenn, when he collected my fifth piece. And I want to thank everybody, Habitual, Satchel, and and all the other collectors who put a long description of why they have collected my work, because I didn't realize in these 3 years of my NFT space that there is a relationship between the collector and the artist. And in XRP, by selling my work, and you all make us feel that there is a very strong bonding between the collector and the artist, and definitely those who are putting our work in the secondary market. It ignites us and it makes us hungry. It makes us create work, waking up early in the morning at 4 a.m. because you keep our work in the secondary market. I was shocked and amazed that they realize my value so much. I
Yeah, this is you just bring tremendous value to the blockchain. We love what you did as an artist. It's like your name, when you go Abro Deep, and then we just kind of play on how your deep is your colors and stuff, because you get sucked in, and it's so deep. Your pictures are we never seen anything like that. What you do to us, and then you just bring out another piece that goes deeper than the deepest piece we go. Those colors are never seen. How you, I don't know. We're amazed. Yeah, me and Satchel just goes, how fucking deep can this guy go, man? Excuse my language. Woo, you're so good, Abro.
thank you, because it's all because of your support, and all because you gave me the confidence. In these 3 years I have seen plenty of things, and I have never seen anything like this, that collected appreciating our work. And the deepness come from the rejections, the deepness come from the uh, you know avoidance, that in many spaces we never get chance to say, at least share our works once. We keep waiting for long hours.
There we go. Maybe I should go watch my own stream. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Changes the shadow of love. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go jump into a community Discord chat and say hey to the folks there. So pardon me for a minute. I don't know if you're even listening right now, and that's okay if you're not. I don't blame you one little bit. But anyway, let's go say hi to the community chat.
Oh, what's up, G? Byron?
Hey, Byron.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, it sounded like Bratz was writing a presidential speech or something. My name is Bratz.
Apa kata? Enggak, lu kayak nulis apa namanya?
Okay, this community chat.
Pidato presiden.
That's funny.
All right.
I like that. I like how Bratz does that on Spaces and Mornova, right? Like, translates his message, gives his little spiel, and boom, drops it. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Years ago, when the artists would come over, you really wouldn't get to talk to them, right? There wasn't really spaces or anything. So the fact now that people are more comfortable to even get on a space and say hello, even if they don't speak English, is pretty cool. Yeah.
Hey, I'm live streaming on Twitch and Twitter right now. I'm gonna see if I can share this with you. Boom. It'll be upside down for you.
Let's see what we got.
It's upside down for you, because, but it's right side up for the people on Twitch and Twitter. So that's the important thing. But yeah, this is the that doodle that someone started yesterday. Who was that started? I can't remember the names.
Yeah, now it's colored. That's cool.
Yeah, now it's colored. Now it goes camera. Bye bye, y'all. But yeah,
That's how I do it too. I'm like, hey,
yeah. I only have so much that I want to show myself. I have a face cam for the Twitch stream, but it's got makes me feel better. There's a slightly distorted screen animating over top of it, so you can't really see me. You mean you can, but it's yeah, it's distorted. So anyway, what's up, guys? I was listening to the Schnazzy stream.
What's going on?
Oh, working. My work is.
You know, what's funny is I wanted to join that, but like I found out at work that I've accrued too much PTO. So when I told our boss, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have to take a day off." He's like, "Just take 2 days off, because by the time you know, get back, you'll have already accrued more time." And I was like, I never really thought of it, so I had to take the day off. So I woke up like I had work to do, and then I was like, I might just fall back asleep for a minute. So I missed his space, sadly.
Oh shoot, that was interesting. It's about collectors.
About it, but
And what are you doing now? Oh, shit. You know that that noggin? I finished painting the noggin. Where did I put it though? Ah, damn. Oh well, I'll show it to you later. I'll put a post for it if you want to.
yeah, that's really cool. Oh, hey, Mernova.
Hey, good day, everyone.
Good day, good day.
Yeah, I think I already all make the David.
Oh, you did? Let's see. I like the line of the characters. I think that's really cool.
That was cool.
How, from that point, Brad, like, if you were to build it onto the bikes, right, the scenes, you still have to create it frame by frame, correct? You can't just say, use this character. Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'm just gonna make the idol. I'm gonna put. I'm gonna using just one for the main character, and all of them is just kind of like maybe.
Are you, Brad? You have like ridiculous characters. Have you thought of saving just the heads for like PFPs rather than like as an option? Because dude, this is incredible. Myron, I don't know if you've seen this, but he does voxel art, so it's like pixel art, but like Minecraft style, where you can just
seeing it this way, I get a bigger appreciation for what I saw earlier. But yeah, it's really cool.
So he has to create like the whole background, city, the character, everything just for that tiny animation. I'm like, man, there's so much that goes into that
Block
4
by
or 5
block.
seconds, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean like the character. I just gonna use that one character, and the rest gonna be like the prop of the background.
That's some dedication.
Yeah, that's cool.
But maybe I'm gonna put stuff so people can see the what is it like
Yeah, that character.
yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I thought it was a chicken, so I was like, oh shit, there's a chicken crossing the road back there.
This guy, right? Yeah, because I animated he's jumping.
Okay, I gotta leave this. It's gonna. Oops, sorry guys. I should have muted myself.
Oh, you're good. I think Mohica picked that one up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like this thing. Yeah. So people can maybe Joe, maybe David. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's just another option, right? You already have the full animation. You could always save like a still shot too as like a alternative version.
Yeah, I think I can do it. Or maybe I can just give it to the holders there. I mean, we will see like and with that thing. To be honest.
It's like what Antisocial did that with theirs, right? When their drop came out, they had their full character, that 3D rendered full body, but then they had like just the head. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right? to have a drop with two pieces of art, right? Like I never got that on Cafe either. The thumbnail, there's a thumbnail and then the other image. It doesn't really seem to make a difference, right?
Well, as soon as you put your main image in, that thumbnail option goes away.
Yeah, or if you make the mistake of loading the thumbnail image, like I did last night, it just keeps spinning. It won't load the image. I put the thumbnail in, and then I put in my description, title, and properties, and it just kept spinning. So I ended up having to. There's no easy way to just reload a picture, right? It just keeps spinning and spinning.
Yeah. Refresh.
But Byron, Brett uses Opulence for minting his FTs just because they allow. There's different requirements, or they allow different things when they mint, different file sizes, different file types. So, depending on what you're minting, there's different marketplaces with different benefits, obviously, but
oh, it's not
they
the
all
same.
have their pros and cons, man.
Okay, so XRP isn't the only marketplace, but they're not connected.
Yeah,
They're all connected.
Connected.
Okay, so it's a
They're
different
connected.
platform for launching.
The problem. Yeah, Opulence is pretty cool. They're technical. The cool community. User interface is kind of horrible. It doesn't really make it easy to buy or sell NFTs. They do have some neat tools for artists or creators, such as bulk minting, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't come over instantly, right? So if I created a collection in Opulence, it's like it doesn't show up until it's crawled on Cafe.
Okay.
And sometimes there's like issues with the images displaying. So like if you were to launch a collection on Opulence or Xmart or what is it, Bids, all of those other marketplaces, they'll eventually all show up as one, right? That just whatever the other market is, it will always be the secondary market.
Okay. But you use.
But you can utilize them.
It's too bad it doesn't give you.
Look.
Sorry.
I'll be honest with you. I was with Cafe for a while, and then someone brought over Bored Apes, copy paste Bored Apes, and it made me mad that they would allow copy paste art, and it was trending, doing good. So I kind of spoke up about it, and nothing was done. So I just took my business elsewhere to a different marketplace. And to be honest, while the other marketplace was great, my sales were non-existent, right? Because Cafe is the number one, right? It does get all of the traffic, so
okay.
It's just, I guess, a few things to look at, right? Like Cafe is number one. Yeah, there's other marketplaces with their own benefits and their own advantages, but where is everyone going to shop, basically?
Yeah, I hear that. Okay. Well, the idea of, like, is XRP Cafe still being worked on? Like, are devs still developing, or is it kind of sitting where it's at and that's about as far as it'll go right now?
It's where it's at. They did just have an update. They do updates. They did tie-ins with the Joey wallet. The same team that built that marketplace built that Joey wallet, so they're kind of connected, right? Or
okay.
Or they're managed by the same team, but they're pretty active, right? They're in those spaces like daily. Those First Ledger spaces is their stuff, but usually the guy that built the Cafe and Joey wallet, First Ledger's in there.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Like some of my Twitter posts get likes from a Cafe, so I figured someone's running it. But I was curious because someone was talking about mutable data on XRP and being able to upgrade your imagery and everything, but that's obviously not now, unless there's something I'm like totally unaware of.
They're doing it now. They're doing mutatable or dynamic NFTs with the latest XLS update. I don't want to try to say what number it is, but whatever the latest drop is, you're allowed to use dynamic NFTs. That's what the Diagonals, Tippy, he created Cafe. That's his project with the dynamic NFTs, but I don't know the limitations to it at this point. I thought of doing it with kind of our noggins, as our noggins kind of start as just a template, right, and then evolve once art's added to them. But
Right.
you know, it's always been like, well, what's after that, right? We have another collection where it's full-bodied characters with those noggins then added to it. So
Okay.
when Robin brought it up yesterday, I was like, yeah, let's learn about it, right? I'll create a collection and send out a few for each of us, right, just to play with and see what happens. But
Now, where can you
pretty
access
cool.
the mutable data? Like, where does it get? Where can someone make something with mutable data? Is what I guess I'm asking. Because it
I
doesn't
think
show
you
up
would
on
still
Cafe.
have to host it.
Okay. So it's
Yeah,
kind of a lot of dev
I
work
think
on
you
your own.
still have to host it. Yeah, that's how I understand it. So
Okay.
from my understanding is I can create a for an NFT and basically give you a link, right, a URL basically, and then whatever would just live inside of that URL, right? That's kind of my vision of it. So when we were kind of joking of, oh, it'd be cool to add 3 buttons, right, like a little NFT character that you feed, water, play with, or whatever. It'd be cool to build that, right? Like a programmable,
Because
not a living character, but
like, I'm not trying to talk too much about other blockchains with you guys because I know that kind of turns people off a lot. But on the Wax blockchain, again, that's kind of where I started, right? I started there back in 2021, and the development happened like fast. They were just building stuff for creators to make, like, instead of doing single NFTs for your editions, they made things called templates, and then you would mint that template X amount of times, and then bang, those are your edition. And then as they were developing, like, they had ways of creating packs where you have like a holder NFT, and then if you would burn that, and then you would get like a random number of other NFTs from that specific collection, and you try to get them all, kind of like baseball card packs and stuff like that, right? And now
yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's a hell of a lot of fun, especially to get your community involved in trying to collect a whole set. Like, a lot of these pictures that I draw, I cut them up digitally and I make them individual little artworks that you can collect all those little pieces to put it together to get the final full image, right? And now they have it where they have updatable, mutable data as well. It's kind of what you're talking about, but the nice thing is they have it all like a nice user interface, so it's really easy for a non-programmer like myself to be able to go in and set up these little games and puzzles so that my collectors can, trade with each other in the Discord and try to put it together. And it's really cool. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really hoping that XRP keeps building towards something like that, because with the amount of collectors that are coming in now.
You should talk to Uber Slim. He's active in our community. He's not an artist, but he doodles with us. He actually came up with the face of Dude, right? But just from us doodling together.
Nice.
But they started a project called Hada, Hada. But they do that with, it's puzzle pieces where it's like one NFT, but it's chopped up into pieces. People collect it. You work on a puzzle and build it together. He would be probably a great resource to talk to. He's definitely been in this space a lot longer than I have. But they built that, right? They've built kind of what it sounds like you're explaining. It might be different, but
yeah, I mean, there's so much
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, there's so much potential in what can be done with NFTs these days. But like so many different blockchains, they miss that boat. They miss that opportunity because they just focus so much on trying to get that volume of trade to get their coin value up and they miss the reason that people are actually wanting to use their coins in the first place. It was originally about trying to change the financial situations for people, right? Like to not be constrained by the government and big banks and stuff like that. But it also then became something for people to be creative on, and like you need some reason for them to spend the money. Otherwise, everyone just holds the money waiting for the moon, right? And
exactly.
And one of the easiest ways to spend it,
And the
obviously, is art.
XRP side,
Yeah.
the XRP side's a little different, right? Because, you know, I feel the XRP holder is a little more savvy, right? Respectfully than kind of other blockchains or tokens, right? For years here, people are always like, you know, we need volume, and when the price goes up, it's like, but everyone, you realize we have to like use XRP in order for the price to go up, right? That's how it works.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You have to use it. You can't just hold it for that moon date that everyone kind of came on the moon bag date. So yeah, I'm with you. I think people are using it more. I think with the introduction of meme coins on XRP, it kind of hurt projects, to be honest.
Yep.
It definitely hurt artists. To be honest, like with community project or what we did, a big focus of ours was charity. So a percentage of all of the sales go back to charity and then the holders. But that was just our individual project, right? Like my project.
Right.
But then we have, you know, a community of artists and projects that are just discouraged, and you know, so it's like, what can we do, right? Like, how do we stay relevant? And that's kind of how Dude came up so organically, as like a community token based on, you know, art, and that's kind of what it's evolving into, more of like a artist centric community, right? With artists contributing towards Dude, or like a Dude as like an artist currency, and then, like you said, utilizing that currency for, you know, buying art with it, or buying real products, or whatever.
That's awesome.
The big thing for us is bringing Web3 to Web 2 and vice versa, right? Like, so many people think they're utilizing Web3, but they're really not, right? They just have a wallet. So
yeah,
it's been cool. It's fun, and it's cool meeting new artists, right? Like yourself, that are talented and inspiring people. Like, it's really cool. It's cool that you share that. It's cool that you share a live stream and
yeah, I'm live streaming
share
now.
that craft with people. Most people kind of keep it locked down, right? They don't want to share that, or
You know, here's my thinking
especially
that
as an artist, because they're so private.
yeah, well, that's because artists are thinking that nobody really wants to watch them anyways. Nobody cares, nobody whatever, right? That's where the community of collectors comes in, to show them that yeah, we do care, we like what you're doing, and you know, we're here to support you. Show us more. You don't get that back in the Web 2 very easily, or what I think people refer to as Web 2. You know, like just back in the days of sharing it on Facebook or on Instagram, trying to find those likes and follows and comments and stuff. But for some reason in the crypto scene, well, I mean, it's just as hard, right? But you see people having success. But even those, like when you're first starting, you don't know if you want to share, and then even at a certain point, you start thinking, man, do people still like watching this? Am I just a one-trick pony? It's always a mind screw for me, anyways. I can't speak to all artists, but it always feels like a bit of a mind screw every day I wake up. It's like, you know, even if I know that people are enjoying what, it's just somehow in my head that, should I do it again? Should I stream, or am I just kind of wasting my time? Is anybody out there? So
I like that.
Good to know that
That's
people
cool,
like
man. Hey, I'm glad that you shared that. For me, like, I've always done character arts or project NFT art, I guess we'll call it cartoon art. So I never really pushed that envelope, but lately that's been the fun part, right? Is pushing that envelope, or trying to do something I can't do. So that's been fun, but at the same time, like you said, it's like, man, do people like this? Like, this took me like 3 days to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then the thing that you took only 30 seconds is what they really resonate with.
Yeah.
Always funny.
And
too.
Mojica scribbles like 100 pieces out in like a setting, you know what I mean? Like, it's just cool to...
Yeah, and
it's
that,
cool
you know
to be
what?
surrounded by so much inspiration.
That whole, like, Mojica, he's kind of inspired me to just to put my doodles out, my mental flosses, right? What stuff I just sketch and doodle that I don't think anyone would really want to collect. It's just full of imagery. And he was kind of inspiring for that, and inspiring to put other little sketches and doodles out from time to time. I only have a little bit of stuff on the cafe right now, but it was cool to see what he does and how much he does and how prolific he is and how large his collections are. He's obviously been at it for a long time. So, hats off to that guy.
Yeah, he came over from another chain, right? And I just wasn't knowledgeable of him from another chain.
Yeah, I think he was on
but
Drip
he
House.
came over.
Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Drip House. That's pretty cool. I went on there daily for a while just to get inspired. But yeah, he came over swinging and he's been great, right? It's been nice to have like real art shining, or that creation of a fine art kind of culture on XRPL.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it there.
He's
lot of
so
it's
pro.
hidden, right?
Yeah,
It's cool
I'm actually.
seeing that.
What's that?
I said it's cool seeing that, but then it's like you see all the AI art too next to it. Like, how
Yeah.
is AI art competing with hand-drawn art, you know?
Well, people like the shiny. They like,
Yeah.
they like what they like. I agree with you about the AR. It's like very. There's a lot of it is out there, and but it was cool for a little while. But I think honestly, it's making it's kind of real art is making a comeback again.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm just stoked to be surrounded by like such inspirational and creative people, and then meeting new creative people, right? Like yourself, and we wouldn't have met you without Mojica, right?
Well, yeah.
Speaking about us, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Like I like meeting
You know,
new collectors. I like meeting new artists. I like just the whole scene. Like even people that aren't collectors, but they just appreciate the art and they'll go out of their way to tell you that. I love that. XRP is pretty cool. For that Glenn, I want to be a fan of Glenn's. I want Glenn to find my stuff. But that guy has so much energy.
Yeah, he's really cool. He does support the art. If he likes it, he'll buy it, share it. He's building a metaverse museum. I guess he has property in New York, Expectar or something. He's planning on building a museum, so he's stocking up on the fine arts on the XRPO.
That's awesome. Yeah, I came from like the Wax blockchain, and on that blockchain, like Breakman, he's new to the Discord as well, and he's excited to start his journey on XRPL. But him and I were talking because on Wax, like it's just commonplace for us to give away NFTs like crazy, right? Like because it's so cheap, and because we do those puzzles. So I'll give away a pack of puzzle pieces away like on a daily. Even in my live stream right now, people are watching and they're digging up my coins or they're digging up my NFTs, and it's just like we hand it out. But on XRP, and people expect it, right? They expect the handouts, which is cool. It's fun to give and reward your collectors, but at the same time, like we're trying to earn a living as well. Like I'm a full-time artist. This is ever since transitioning into crypto, this is where I get my bread and butter. So I have to, I can't collect very well. I'm not a very good collector. I never have been. I used to collect comics, and then they got destroyed, and it kind of just wrecked me. So I just don't bother collecting much of anything. I feel kind of bad about it, but it's just, I put it up front. I'm not a collector. I'm a creator. I have a hard time collecting because if I foam in, then I don't, like if I start collecting, then I don't keep creating. You know what I mean? It's one or the other with me.
Right. Yeah.
But like we used to give away. What's that?
I said you got to pick your dog, right? Pick your dog.
Yeah.
Your creative dog or your collective. You're good or you're bad. Pick your dog.
Yeah, facts. Thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah.
No, that's cool. It is hard to be a collector, right? When you're creating. I look at art. I'm surrounded by art like yours, and it's inspiring. Like what you shared, or I for sure baited you with that cat, man, and you took it, and I love it.
I like distractions.
I could never create that art, right? I could never do that. So I think it's really cool. But also, I apologize in advance. Like, if I share something with you that's like, oh man, that's a cool idea, like something, don't take it as anything at all.
It's not a problem. Like
my
I said,
creative thoughts sometimes get overwhelmed.
yeah, I appreciate, but I do this like 24/7 almost. I wake up and I check my messages and I start to doodle. I have breakfast with my wife. I start to doodle. We're watching TV and I'm doodling. If I'm not painting,
That's
like
cool.
this is what I do every single day. So the more challenges and the more distractions, the better, I say. I like to interact. I like to be part of something because I'm also a very big loner. Like me and my wife, we're basically hermits. Speaking of though, actually, you guys are the best people to ask this to. So my wife, way back in the pandemic, I got her. She's an artist as well. Does a whole different style of mine. She's very, very nature oriented. And back in the pandemic, I got her minting with me on wax because that's what I knew. And I know XRP wasn't around at that time, at least not this extent. I was never into coins. Again, not the collector. Just I missed my generational wealth opportunities, I suppose. But back to the point. My wife minted some of her artworks on wax as like editions. Usually there are hundreds or something of editions, right? Some are smaller, but she wants to get into XRP, and her work, honestly, I think she should just remint them on XRP as one-of-ones, and then just tell people that they were first minted over here on wax as an edition. Do you think that would be smart or bad?
So I've toyed with this same question, but let me answer it. You didn't miss generational wealth. Come build dude with us. Get a bag of dude and come build with us. That's my invitation to you.
All right.
For your wife, having art on a different chain, I think is cool. And the holders and Bread, you could probably help with this too, because Bread came over from a different blockchain. But I think as long as she makes it different, I think it would be fine. Like maybe she adds like a stamp to the bottom corner or a signature or signs it or just something that makes it unique, right? Visually appear different. It's kind of like I think of it like music sampling. You know, is it recognizable? Is that change or that update different? I've done it with some art by adding just like a watermark to it.
Okay.
Just to have a different variation.
Well, good.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but the holder of that one-of-one might be upset.
Well, the only person that would be the holder of the one-of-one would be the one that bought it now, because it would be an edition later. So they would have the only one that's an actual one-of-one, which would make it more special. Plus, it's on a blockchain that actually has liquidity, so that might make it even more special.
Yeah,
at least more tradable.
I would do it, or depending on the print, you know.
Yeah, no,
One thing I just tested with that latest drop is I only did 13 prints, right? 13 prints of the same picture. So you could do limited prints or truly one-of-ones, which
yeah, I think for her the one-of-one yeah, I think the one-of-one option would be the best bet for her. And you know, at the same time, asking that, I have a whole bunch of like really cool art that was minted on wax as well 3 or 4 years ago that I would love to bring back as one-of-ones on XRP. Like for example, Fozzie Bear, Kermit the Frog. Would XRP be against having like recognizable characters of other people's if they're like a zombie Kermit the Frog or such like that? Like it's caricature, it's parody art, but it's also copyrighted character.
So that's a good question. So I on the fence. When they brought Bored Apes over, it was a copycat. It made me mad. I left. I drew an elf on the shelf, like a thugged out gangster elf on the shelf with like a grill, and it got taken off Cafe for copyright infringement within like a week.
Okay, so that does
But
exist.
then, no, it's just like a business. The person that's offended, or if it's their brand, they have to be the one that complains. I think parody art's cool. I have a ton of it, just like caricature redrawings of people. But then you look at like casino coin. They just took images and made them stamps of like everyone, and they're selling it. I'm like, how is that even legal, right?
Wow.
Like Sean Connery.
So I guess it's a bit of a
The heck?
cartel. I always think of these platforms as a bit of cartel because they control it, right? They are the ones that are in charge of what's seen and what's promoted and what stays up. It's
As far as the cafe, everything you see on that welcome page is paid, right? So
yeah.
obviously the top sales, the market data is there, so that's sales driven. But the banners at the top, you can pay to, I think it's like 200. Brett, what was it? 200 XRP to have a banner on the top. You can pay to get listed as featured on the bottom. So yeah, it's some of the data isn't what it seems, right? Featured, I would think you're doing sales, maybe you're doing something good, you're featured, not you paid to be up there, but
right.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Hey, it would be cool if someone came and just built their own new marketplace, right? Built
I wonder how easy it would be to do that.
That's is doing, but on the meme side.
You have any idea how easy it is
wouldn't
to
take
build a
a-
market?
I can't tell you how easy it is to build, but I can tell you this, like, we had a problem with our website, it went down, and we didn't really get notified, so we were kind of put in a crunch of renewing with these people or rebuilding it, so it's just like, I'll rebuild it, I've made a site in the past, but with tools that are out there, or you can get one built, like, I'm not the smartest person, I like to draw, but I figured out how to hook our website up to the Zombie wallet or Joey wallet to,
Oh, nice.
to view NFTs, and so if I could do it, anyone could do it, basically. So I think it would be manageable. It would probably be a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it would probably be worth it, right? Like, think of how much money they make off just those transactions alone,
I agree.
even if fractions of pennies.
So I have some friends that are good at dev work. They've never worked on XRP, but I know, like, there's even like using AI, you can actually build a lot of stuff that can do most of the work for you. I wouldn't trust that for building a platform to be a marketplace, but I'm just saying, like, it would give you the framework, and then you can just continue to extrapolate. It'd be
Yeah,
interesting if
build
someone
from
does
there.
that.
It would be cool. I mean, look, there's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of people coming over to develop or build specifically. So, Wild Creative, who was just in here, he, in his Discord, he found out how to use like NFTs to build a game in his Discord where you fight these monsters and level them up. And now with dynamic NFTs, he turned those into like trading cards that level up with like Pokemon style power ups and defense, and it's pretty cool. It's cool to see the growth of what's here. But then I hear you, it's like, well, on other chains they're already doing this.
Yeah.
They're already advanced.
I'm sorry,
So it's
but
like,
that's
dang,
the
I thought we were like in the spot.
Now, how about bridges between blockchains? Does XRP, like, I don't know anyone in XRP. I'm so new to this whole ecosystem. It's crazy. I don't know what that means. Anyway, sorry, I was reading a comment
They
in
have, there's forks like within Zomin. Within your Zomin wallet, there's like apps within it, like
Okay.
what is it? Anados, Panos. Panos has an app in there that's basically your blockchain fork where you could swap whatever, right? Binance, or your fork for,
Right.
or what's the other one? Moon.
What I'm more meaning
I don't
is,
use any of that.
yeah, I'm more meaning like, can I transfer my XRP NFT to a different blockchain?
No, you can only transfer it to another XRP wallet.
Okay. Because there are some people trying to build these bridges between blockchains for transferring NFTs, and I know that, again, sorry to say, but on Wax, they can transfer your NFTs from their blockchain to the Solana blockchain or your Polygon blockchain as well. I think there's a couple others, and I'm wondering if how someone could talk to XRP and talk to different blockchains about getting stuff like that done. That's obviously not my way above my pay scale, but I'm just wondering about that a little bit because it's already happening on other blockchains, and it could be a really good way to tie into the features of what certain blockchains have compared to the others. Again, I'm talking creator tools here.
Yeah, and a lot of those tools are missing. Like so think of this. We've done community projects here for 3 years, right? Going to 3 years. With the dude stuff and the push of meme tokens, there's a lot of people coming in that they don't even have access to tools to create art with, right? Yeah, a lot of folks are using like Photoshop or whatever they use, but I mean for people that don't have the tools or that's where we started with created those tools, like a drawing tool to create the noggins,
Okay.
a pixel editor, a color palette generator. Like as far as developer tools specific for creators or developers, that would be amazing, right? Like you mentioned your wife's prints. I think in Opulence, that's the only place that you could mint like 20 images in one click.
Yeah.
Or it's like if you did it on Cafe, you'd have to click your thumb 20, 40 times, right, to sign the transactions each time. So
Yeah, you can't even reuse it, right? Like you got to mint it once, and then you have to mint it again, fill out all the form again and again and again, right? On Cafe.
yeah, I would tell you this, and I'm not a fan of Opulence. You'll never hear me repeat this again, but I would encourage you to go check out Opulence just for the minting capabilities alone. Bread can probably help you there because he's there. He's in there more frequent. I think I can't even sell my NFTs that I have on Opulence now. I think my account's jacked up, but whatever.
Okay.
What's the question?
We're talking about Opulence and just.
No. Yeah, I recommended Opulence just for him to look at it for the minting process for what's different between there and Cafe.
I mean, to be honest, like Opulence have more so much features rather than XRP Cafe, to be honest. But the problem is like the sales, the volume is on the Cafe, and there is so much like features like in Opulence that you can do it like minting on demand. So you just mint one, and people when they want to mint it and automatically mint it.
Wow.
So it's kind of like that. I mean, if you want to sell like a pic, maybe like if you want to sell like what is it, like physical pictures or like a shirt, that's what's it, like a really good place for minting, and in Opulence that you the size of the file is more greater because the maximum file is 200 megabytes.
Oh wow.
While in Cafe,
It's
the
4.
maximum is around like 4 megabytes or something like that. Because of that, I always like minting on Opulence.
So you could mint on Opulence and then sell on. It'll eventually populate to the XRP Cafe to be in the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
I minted an Opulence. Sometimes I list on the Cafe. But the first maybe for the you try it, you make the collection first and it at Cafe, and after that you just mirror it in Opulence.
Can I ask you for the URL, like, or can you spell it? Is it opulence.io, opulencex.io, or?
It is.
I'm gonna put it on the chat.
On the chat. Where do I go for the chat? I'm so techno stupid
So
sometimes.
yes,
Give
that's
me a
exactly it. So if you have you'll have your collection, right? Like
There
your
we go.
doodles in
Thank you.
Cafe created with, we'll say Taxon 4, we'll say, right? When you're in Opulence, you'll create that same collection with Taxon 4.
Yeah. Well, you mint it, you and there is like a Taxon, like a text box you insert with the same number at the Cafe.
Okay. I might not actually have to ask you guys some questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap up my stream and I'll come back to you guys in a minute. All right, I'm just gonna mute you. Be right back.
Oh, you're good. Brad, that's cool to know because when
All
I
right,
left
Twitchers.
Cafe to go to Opulence,
I have to
went
go. I have to learn this new thing,
I
so
dropped that community
I'll be
pound
back
collection there.
sometime. Thanks for watching me.
That was the pet drawings. And what's weird is that
All
I
right.
could never